Hi, welcome to this video about generating revenues. In the previous video we talked about the importance of customer value and the value proposition. But in this video we will discuss another key question for every entrepreneur: how to make money with my offering, or what's in it for me. You will learn about different aspects of value capturing. It's not just about the money. You will also learn about different ways to generate revenues and about pricing. And we touch upon ways to share revenues with partners and the arrangements involved. Capturing value is usually about generating money from your products and services. But in addition to financial rewards, there can be other, less tangible benefits. For example, taking part in a cooperation with bigger partners can bring market expertise, can build your reputation, and even create customer loyalty. So how can you generate revenues? Of course, this will depend on the type of products and services that you sell and what is customary in your market. Goods are often sold for a fixed price per item. This is what you see in retail and supermarkets, and with prepaid mobile phones. Sometimes a discount is offered when customers buy multiple products or a combination of products. This is called bundle pricing. But goods and services can also be sold via a subscription model. As you can see from the slides, these three revenue models are all offered by phone companies. Some focus on the higher margins of prepaid and others on the stable long-term income of subscriptions. For services, a pay-per-use model can be used. Think about car rental. But also a subscription model is often used, for example with streaming media services like the popular Netflix or Spotify applications. With pay-per-use and subscription models, it is the user or customer that directly pays. But in other cases, revenues can come from advertising. For example, if you are the publisher of a website or offer online services like Facebook or Google, then advertising can be your main source of income. And similar to advertising is the commission model, in which you generate leads or revenues for others and you get a share of that revenue. Many web shops like Amazon even have affiliation programs in place to boost their sales in this way. For digital services, such as LinkedIn, with low marginal costs, the freemium model is popular. A free version of a service is offered to any user, while a small group purchases a premium version with advanced features. Other revenue models include auctions, sponsoring, and even pay what you want or donation models, like with Wikipedia. So the revenue model is about the logic of making money, for example, a subscription model. But what is the price that you will charge for this subscription? Pricing strategies are about how to set a price for a product or service. So what pricing strategies exist? A straightforward approach is a cost-plus strategy. You calculate the cost for producing a single product or delivering a service and simply add some margin. This is often applied in traditional service markets to calculate an hourly rate, like paying for a plumber, a hairdresser, or even a consultant. But prices can also be based on the perceived value of customers in value-based pricing. One option to realize this is to charge different prices to different customers, so-called differential pricing. Differentiation can be based on age. For example, senior people get a discount. Or you could create different versions of essentially the same product for different target groups. Airlines use this to differentiate between business and leisure travelers. With competitive pricing, you base your price on what the competition is doing. Small companies may adopt a price follower role and react once big companies adopt their prices. Of course, prices do not have to be fixed, but can be variable as well. For example, based on demand, as with low and high season prices for your holiday. In a slightly extended definition, price can be said to include all the efforts and costs the customer has to make to obtain and use a product. For example, it may take time and effort to switch to a new product. Now, customers will only adopt a product or service if they expect that the value exceeds the sum of price and effort. So the choice for a revenue model and a pricing strategy depends on several factors. These include your products, your cost structure, your strategy, but also depend on customer and competitor behavior. For example, if your strategy is to quickly reach market share, you may set low prices to penetrate the market. But if you want to maximize short-term profit, you could skim the market by setting high prices first and attract customers that do not care so much about the price. Now, in practice, pricing strategies often need to be combined. If you use a cost-plus approach for determining your price, you still have to check against competition to see whether or not it is sustainable. So in this video, we have looked especially at generating revenues. A revenue model describes how you want to generate revenues. The pricing strategy determines how you will set actual prices. And when you work with partners, also an acceptable division of cost and revenue is crucial for sustainable success. Have fun!